Hello everyone and welcome to our Week 7 Team Builder against OP Jellicent, Sohan, and the Toronto Leaf Storms here in the GBA D-League Season 4. Now, this past week, we took on Leo, we got a win. We're going to continue trying to ride this winning streak out. Now, Sohan's not having the best season of all time, that's undeniable, but that being said, I do not underestimate any of my opponents at any point. Now, his team is interesting. He's got Latias, tornadus-i, Florges, Crobat, Registeel, Leavanny, Mega Pinsir, Manaphy, Xurkitree, Pyroar, and a Selgor, with Xurkitree and Pyroar being his possible Z users. Now, there's a lot of common weaknesses on this team. 5 Pokemon weak to Ice, 3 weak to Rock, so you'll see me teching a lot of Ice coverage, a lot of Rock coverage, and trying to get Stealth Rocks up is going to be a priority this week. I think that, you know, the stuff that I'm expecting him to bring, stuff that I've seen in my mocks a lot, Z Hypnosis Xurkitree, I've seen a bunch of Registeel, I've seen a bunch of physical tornadus-i, which is terrifying. That thing with Rock Polish can clean up if I'm not careful. So I do have to watch out for that. Now, we aren't going to be bringing Mega Venusaur or Milotic this week, you might notice. This is the first week that I'm not bringing either of them. And the reason for that is that I think, obviously, Mega Pinsir is just a straight... Mega Venusaur does not like seeing a Mega Pinsir at all, so there's no reason to bring Mega Venusaur here with Latias and Mega Pinsir. And Milotic does okay against everything that's not the Xurkitree, but I see him bringing the Xurkitree to break through that Milotic anyway, so I think that the team that I'm bringing should be able to deal with the threats that he's got on the field, although, again, like I said, tornadus-i, if it has Rock Polish, is really, really scary to me. So, we're going to start off with Victini. Victini is going to be Scarfed, V-Create, Bolt Strike, U-Turn, Zen, Headbutt, Max Attack with a Jolly Nature. Enough speed to outspeed anything that it's normally going to outspeed, and otherwise not worry about a max speed Timid Manaphy so much because of it can't Oko me with anything, and I hesitate to think he's going to set up on me just because, I mean, I've got Ditto, so Ditto I think puts in a lot of work this week, but we'll get there when we get there. Now, the next Pokemon on the team right here is going to be Vikavolt. Vikavolt is a really fun set. This thing puts in so much work. Agility really wrecks his team, barring anything being Choice Scarfed. If I can get an agility up, I can pretty much sweep his entire team. I set this up reliably against a Registeel, and then I get if I can get hit by something, the Mago Berry will activate, and then I'm outside of Quick Attack range from Mega Pinsir, and from there it is, we are off to the races, so to speak. So, Agility, Bug Buzz, Thunderbolt, Hidden Power, Ice, hits his entire team neutrally. Obviously it doesn't Oko the Florges, doesn't Oko the Registeel, but otherwise pretty much anything else doesn't appreciate it. And this thing is just an absolute nuke against his team, and I love the fact that I can bring Vikavolt and really put in a lot of work with it. Almost every attack puts me into Mago Berry range just because of the lack of bulk, but also generally just a little bit there puts me into Mago Berry range with almost anything outside of a Stone Edge from a tornadus-i. But I can take pretty much any single hit from anything and survive. So that's really exciting. I think this thing has a lot of utility this week. I want to make sure that I use it right. I don't want to just like throw it away, but that is the way this thing should be able to come in and sweep his entire team. Now, next up we have Ditto, Choice Scarfed. Obviously, it's going to have HP Ice on it this week if I do bring it on something with Hidden Power, although I don't know what that would necessarily even be. But it does counter something like a Tail Glow from a Manaphy or a Xurkitree. Any setup really this thing can take and handle with. So that is what Ditto is here for. Obviously, his team has a lot of setup options between Calm Mind, Latias, or Rock Polish, like I said, on Landorus. Mega Pinsir can Swords Dance, so lots of setup options. I think that's part of his playstyle, so I want to make sure that I keep Ditto around and make it do well this week. Next up, we have Gardevoir. Gardevoir is going to be holding the Expert Belt, Healing Wish, Icy Wind, Moonblast, Focus Blast. I don't see his weaknesses to Psychic coming. It's just Crobat, so I didn't think about bringing Psychic. I did think about bringing Psychic, but Icy Wind covered that, and it's everything else in his team. Plus, the minus speed is really helpful. Expert Belt gets a couple of really necessary KOs, including the tornadus-i, including the Registeel from, it does a little bit more to it, like a little over half, so it's a 2-hit KO with Focus Blast. And we're running a modest nature, not a ton of speed, just enough to outspeed an uninvested circuitry. And the rest of that's just going to get dumped into HP as general bulk. This thing should be able to take any hit and dish back with something at least neutral, if not super effective, on just about everything on his team. And I think that's really going to be helpful this week for Gardevoir to be able to come in and do that kind of work. So, next up, we have... Okay. Wow. Next up, we have Tornadus. Tornadus is going to be Icy Wind, U-Turn, Defog, and Heat Wave, holding the Firium-Z to power up that Heat Wave, which then guarantees an OHKO on a Mega Pinsir. And otherwise, Defog is really useful this week, I think, against his potential Stealth Rocks, which I do not want to see for my Beakable to be able to sweep. So Defog's really there for the Stealth Rocks. I think that's where max speed is going to allow it to outspeed his base 110, and in Latias and Icy Wind it or U-Turn it. I'm not running Knockoff this week, but yeah, Defog's going to help out there. And then I think this thing, again, Tornadus hasn't gotten a kill yet this season, so hopefully we find a way to get that done. It's not running a super offensive set, so probably more utility based. Maybe I should be running less special attack investment and more just general, defensive investment to be able to take some hits. But Firium-Z Heat Wave needed the special attack investment in order to kill the Mega Pinsir, so that's really what that was for. And I could have run Z Hurricane this week, but again, last week I got really nervous after my Hurricane was burned, and then I didn't have it again, so I didn't want to just click it over and over. So that's why we're going to be running Z Fire instead of Z Flying. And finally, we have Giggles, the Gigalith, holding a Lumberry, sturdy for its ability. We're not bringing Excadrill, so it's not going to be trying to get that sand up, especially because he has a Sand Force Lander's Eye, and I am not giving that thing sand. And we have Heavy Slam, Rock Blast, Earthquake, and Stealth Rock. I was looking at it and I was like, why would I ever run Rock Slide on this thing? Rock Blast, 3 hits from Rock Blast is as powerful as a Rock Slide, actually more powerful because each one's 25, but then each one gets stabbed, so 3 hits from Rock Blast actually more powerful than a Rock Slide. So it is potentially useful to use Stone Edge, which does a little bit more. I think that does between like 4 and 5 hits of Rock Blast, so definitely could have been useful to do Stone Edge, but I don't trust myself landing that, so I might as well give myself the 10 extra power and hope that I get 3 hits with the Rock Blast to outpace a Rock Slide. Not that I'm outspeeding anything anyway. Now we are going to be running 252 HP and 252 defense and an Impish Nature. This thing can take a hit very, very well and dish out a lot of damage even without investment. Base 135 attack is pretty fantastic. So Heavy Slam obviously there for the Florges and potentially, honestly, I don't even know what else. It's really just there for the Florges if he does bring it. Otherwise, Rock Blast is going to be my move of choice. He has a lot of rock weaknesses, not a lot of rock resistances. And if for those things that do resist rock, like Registeel, we do have the Earthquake. And we do have Stealth Rock on this to put up rocks of our own if the situation arises, because I would love to do that as his Mega Pinsir does not appreciate the Stealth Rocks at all. Now, that's the squad this week. As you guys probably are aware, I was battling Leo at like midnight, and I really don't want to do that again this week. This is getting recorded a little bit late, actually after the battle was supposed to happen, and we rescheduled for tomorrow, and now it's looking like it's going to be another late battle. I don't know for sure if that's going to be the case, but I'm hoping that's not. So I'm a little bit out of it right now. That's why my commentary seems a little bit weird right now, and hopefully the battle is a normal hour, because I really don't want to start battling super late. That is not going to help me make good plays or anything like that. But we did get the win last week, and we're really hoping to push to 5-2 this week, stay in the race here. I think we've been on a good roll so far, but hopefully you guys enjoy the content we're putting out. Hopefully you guys are supporting the New York Empoleon on our quest to make a splash in the GBA D-League this season. Maybe make it to main league if we do well enough, but we've still got a lot of season left and a lot of good trainers left, and I don't think that Sohan would be here if he didn't deserve the spot to be here. So I'm going to take it seriously. I'm going to take this very, very, give it my all, really sit down and concentrate on my move choices, play to every out that I have. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. Should be a super fun battle. His team, hyper offensive. My team, I decided to go hyper offensive this week and not put a lot of bulk into it. And we'll see how that goes. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you guys tomorrow with that battle. Take care, everybody.